Hi, I'm here with Alan, the assistant producer of Danganronpa 2. So, first off, Alan, I was just playing this game, going through the prologue, and I'm already without a single clue about what's going on. Tell me a little bit about the story of Danganronpa 2.
Sure. I assume you probably haven't played 1, so 2 is probably super like, what's going on here?
Yep.
But to briefly go over, the games are actually interrelated, so if you haven't played 1, you should definitely play it before you play 2. But what happens is that there's a special academy for all of the top students throughout Japan. And due to their special abilities, they're allowed to come to this school. And it's supposed to be once you get in, you're set for life. And actually what ends up happening, though, is the students come, and a crazy bear named Monokuma, who is this guy right here, you can get a shot. He says he's the headmaster, and he tells the students that in order if they want to graduate, they're going to have to kill somebody in order to do so.
Whoa. I wasn't getting any kind of hint of that horrifying sub-story in my opening play. He looked so sweet and charming.
He does, but unfortunately, as you can see, he's black and white, and that black part's the evil part.
Oh boy, okay. So I already met a bunch of these characters that we see on the screen behind us now. Tell me about these characters. Tell me about our protagonist, first of all, I suppose.
Okay, the protagonist is right here,
Yep.
Hinata. And the interesting thing about his is, like I said, every student is famous or super skilled in one thing. So for example, they call this guy he's like the ultimate gangster, right? So it's the ultimate something or other. This is the ultimate affluent prodigy. You've got the ultimate like rocker, the ultimate gamer. And our protagonist, same in the first game actually too, it's a different character but the same idea. He's the ultimate lucky person because his name was actually chosen out of a hat. So he himself doesn't have any other real ability aside from luck. And so the player takes the role of him and tries to figure out and make sense of all the crazy things that are happening around him.
Tell me a little about the gameplay, because it's a very special way you look around the world in this game.
Sure. This is a genre of game that's called a visual novel, or in Japan they call it an adventure game. And so, generally speaking, up till now, most visual novels have just been focused on exactly what it sounds like, pictures and text. There's a lot of that in this as well, but they tried to add a little bit more in terms of gameplay. And what that actually comes down to is you have what's called a pre-trial, where you're walking around, you're talking to your fellow students, you're kind of exploring the world, and then you have a murder happens actually. And you have to do your investigation. And so again, you go around, you're investigating for things, and finally you have what's called the class trial. And what that is that's where you take the main character, and you're, based on what you've investigated, you're saying, hey, this person did it, and here's why. And there's various mini games in that trial, and then once the person is convicted, well, something bad happens to them. And the game continues until practically no one's left.
Nice. What do fans of this series love about this series?
Without a doubt, the characters. The person who wrote the story, he wanted to make characters that were super interesting. And he knew that, especially with games that have a strong story component, if your characters aren't interesting, no matter how good your scenario is, people are probably going to get bored. And so he wanted to make the most over-the-top, crazy, ultimate characters that he possibly could. And as you'll probably see walking around, a lot of people are cosplaying, and it's probably, I think, because the characters are so strong and so unique, in addition to having a really cool visual flair.
So Alan, tell me when the game's out.
The game's actually out right now. It came out in September, so you can get it now from your favorite retailer.